Welcome back to Clark's Ring Rants. Let's get straight into today's video. So Tyson Fury's officially back. We got the announcement that he would be facing Arslanbek Makhmudov. We'd had some rumours over the last month or so, but now that's been confirmed. That fight is going to take place on the 11th of April. In the UK, there's no venue announced yet, but I'm sure we'll get more details in the coming weeks. As I mentioned on my previous video, this fight is going to take place on Netflix. It is not going to have any Queensberry or DAZN involvement. The deal has been done exclusively between Tyson Fury and the Ring magazine and Turki Al-Sheikh, as he owns and controls the Ring magazine. So Fury's taking on Makhmudov, and I expect him to win. I think the majority of people expect him to win. And then I guess the question is, what next for Tyson Fury? Which direction will he look to go in? Who is he going to target? What are his goals and plans for 2026? Now, to me, it seems quite obvious what direction Tyson Fury is going to move in. I've stated before on previous videos, I think he's going to be targeting Fabio Wardley. It's an easy fight to make. It's a winnable fight, I believe Tyson Fury thinks, which is the most important thing. So it's going to be one he's going to go for. He will see Fabio Wardley for what he is. No disrespect, Fabio Wardley is a warrior, he's a tremendous puncher, he's achieved fantastic things already, but he's still a white-collar fighter. So Fury must have seen things in there, in the Hooney fight, in the Parker fight, in the Fraser Clark fight, things he'll feel as though he can exploit. And at this stage of Tyson Fury's career, I think it's all about risk versus reward. Is the risk worth the reward? In some fights, that's not going to be the case. For example, Moses Itauma or maybe a Frank Sanchez. But I think with Fabio Wardley, the risk is worth the reward. The risk is he could lose, he could get knocked out by a white collar boxer. But the reward is he could become a 3-time heavyweight world champion. He's back at the top table. He's got the bargaining chips. He can demand those big fights and those mega purses. So I believe Tyson Fury is going to be looking to maneuver himself into a position to get a shot at that WBO title. If he beats Makhmudov, do not be surprised to see Tyson Fury magically appear at the number one in the WBO and get a voluntary shot for that belt. I believe that's the obvious play here. Yes, he may have gone over to Netflix for this fight, but I believe this may be a one-off. He may just be looking to test the waters. I'm not exactly sure what his contractual obligations are with Frank Warren, but he's clearly not exclusive there. He's going over to Netflix for this fight, but I believe if he wins this, which I expect him to, we will see him back on a Queensberry card later on in the year facing Fabio Wardley. And I believe that fight does a stadium, to be fair. It'll sell a stadium. Everyone knows Tyson Fury. Fabio Wardley's building up a profile. He had that stadium fight at Ipswich last year. I could see that headlining Tottenham with a decent undercard. I believe that's going to be the play. Fabio Wardley will get a defence in the early stage of this year. If it's not Chisora, I don't think it's going to be an opponent that's particularly dangerous. I actually did a video earlier on this month talking about who I think Fabio Wardley could face. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I think you're going to be looking at the likes of Nelson Haisa. He's undefeated, he's unknown, but he's ranked with the WBO. That's the calibre of opponent I'm expecting for Fabio Wardley's first defence. It's going to be pretty routine. It's going to look spectacular. Fury's going to be ringside after he's beaten Makhmudov. He's going to get on the mic. They're going to call each other out. And that is the fight you are going to see in the second half of this year. I'm almost certain of it now. I thought about it sort of around the turn of the year. I thought, yeah, maybe Fury could go for that. Then I was thinking, would he go for a Wardley fight? Is that too dangerous? And then the more and more I think about it, and they had that little back and forth, I think this is the fight we are going to get as fans in maybe the summer or the back end of 2026. Fabio Wardley taking on Tyson Fury in a world heavyweight title fight. You wouldn't have thought that a few years ago, would you? But this is boxing. It's the Wild West. Here we are. In terms of a prediction, if this fight were to happen, you'd have to go with Fabio Wardley purely for the fact that Tyson Fury is 37 years of age. He's not fought in a while. He's got miles on the clock. Fabio Wardley's fresh. He's hungry. He's ambitious. So just based off that purely, at the minute, I'd have to go with Wardley. But I guess it depends how Tyson Fury looks in his comeback fight against Makhmudov. If he looks fresh, if he looks like he can still move, he can get that jab going, it can be elusive, then maybe I'd give him a chance against Fabio Wardley. But if Tyson Fury is going to get into a dogfight and come forward and be reckless, sort of how he was in the Wilder fights, and he's going to trade up close with Fabio Wardley, similar to he did in the Ngannou fight as well, that's not going to end well for him. Almost everyone who trades with Fabio Wardley, well, everyone, because he's not lost yet, has come off second best. Ask Fraser Clark, ask Justice Huni. Justice Huni was boxing his head off in that fight. He traded, he got greedy, he swapped right hands, Wardley'd got there first, and the fight was over. That was it. I would not be advising Fury to be gung-ho in this fight. If maybe he could roll back the years to the younger Tyson Fury that we all remember, the slickness, the moving, the feints, the popping the jab, getting off to the side, pot shotting with the right hand, I'd give that version of Fury a very, very good chance, and I'd make him a comfortable favourite over Fabio Wardley. But I don't think that version of him exists anymore. So I think that makes the fight a lot closer, and it could be a really difficult night's work for Tyson Fury. Wardley's young, he's aggressive, he's fast, he can move his feet across the ring, and he's going to hit him at some stage. And it just depends what Tyson Fury's got left. We know he's been down a lot in recent fights. I don't know. Listen, it's an interesting fight, but he's just got to get through Makhmudov first. Wardley's going to have a knockover job, and I think that's the fight we're going to see later on down the line. But what do you think? Who do you back in that fight? Fabio Wardley versus Tyson Fury. Is Fabio Wardley going to be too much for Fury at this stage, or can Fury roll back the years for one last big performance to become a three-time heavyweight world champion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, comment, share, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.